So in my last video, I said I wanted to focus this channel more on personal style in the future, and one of the ways that I've been doing that recently is by styling a silk scarf in my hair. And I wanted to share some ways that you could do this. These are all very beginner friendly ideas. If you can do a 3-strand braid, then you'll probably be able to do everything in this video. Also, throughout this entire video, I'm going to be sharing with you a formula that you can use to both remember these hairstyles and also create more of these hairstyles easily if you want to do that. So before we get started with the actual hairstyles, I'm going to show you 2 things that we're going to be using throughout this entire video, so I wanted to show you now to avoid this becoming redundant. So the first is how I'm actually folding the silk scarf. As you see, I have a square shaped scarf, so the reason I'm folding it like I am here is because I want the ends of the scarf to be pointy once the scarf is folded. And this technique of folding the scarf very slim, I'm going to refer to as skinny headband technique, so when you hear me say that phrase in the future, this is what I mean. The second is how to tie the perfect knot, and I promise this is something that you're going to thank me for later. If you've ever tried to tie a knot in a silk scarf like this or in your clothing and you find that the knot sits a bit askew, I'm going to show you how you can correct it. So the knot I'm showing you right here is called a square knot, and the way that you do it is you tie right over left, then left over right, or vice versa. So if you use the square knot technique, you'll find that your knot will never be lopsided. Moving on, I'm going to be using this chart to demonstrate the formula that I was referring to earlier in the video. This is the last boring part of the video, and then we can get into the hairstyles. So in this chart that was custom curated just for you, the rows are going to represent hairstyles that are actually styling the hair strands themselves, and the columns are going to represent how we integrate the scarf into those styles. So for example, the first row is all the hairstyles styling the hair down, and I'm going to be showing you 3 different variations of how to do this. Starting with the first hair down hairstyle, we're going to make a bandana out of your silk scarf. I also personally prefer to pull out a few front pieces because I like the face framing strands. This is much easier than the previous fold I showed you. You just have to take your bandana and fold it into a triangular shape like I'm showing you here. You want to tuck the bandana underneath your hair and tie a square knot in the back, just like I taught you earlier. If you are worried about the bandana slipping around a bit, you could also bobby pin it into place to ensure that it won't move at all. Moving on to the next hair down hairstyle, we are making a headband. So just like I taught you in the beginning of the video, you want to fold your scarf skinny headband style. Again, I am pulling out a few front strands for face framing, and I like tucking the headband underneath my hair, and just like with the bandana, you're going to tie a square knot in the back. For the final hair down hairstyle, I call this the mini bow headband. We're basically just going to be repeating the same steps as the last hairstyle, except we're tying the headband upside down this time. So instead of tying the square knot underneath your hair by your neck, you're going to be tying the square knot at the top of your head. And as you'll see with the square knot, it kind of looks like a faux mini bow. Moving on to the second row of hairstyles, these are all of the high ponytail hairstyles. For the first ponytail hairstyle, we're going to be repeating the mini bow headband, but this time ponytail style. So just like I did with the hair down, I am once again pulling out face framing strands. I'll basically be doing this throughout the entire video. And to make the mini faux bow headband, we're just going to be repeating the same technique that we used in the previous hairstyle. So at this point in the video, you start to see the beauty of the chart. Again, if you're worried about the silk scarf slipping, you can always bobby pin it into place. So with the next ponytail hairstyle, we're going to be doing the headband ponytail combo. So for this, I just kept in the same ponytail as the previous hairstyle, and once again we're going to be repeating the same headband technique that I showed you with the hair down hairstyle, so just using the skinny headband technique. For the next ponytail hairstyle, we're unlocking the 4th column in the chart, which I call bunny ears style, and you'll see why I call it that in a bit. I just folded my scarf skinny headband style once again. You want to thread it through the ponytail so the tail ends are about equal length. Make sure those tail ends are hanging from underneath your ponytail, so then you can bring them up above the ponytail and tie it at the top. And I think at this point you can see why I called this hairstyle the bunny ears hairstyle. And for the final ponytail hairstyle, we're going to be doing a bandana ponytail combo. Like you're probably expecting at this point, we're going to be using the same technique as the previous bandana hairstyles. My only other note for this one is that because this is a high ponytail, this will have a slight bump in the back. If that's something you want to avoid, you could try this with a low ponytail and you'll avoid the bump. Moving on to our next row of hairstyles, we have the half up, half down hairstyles.
So for the following hairstyles 8, 9, 10, and 11, we're going to be repeating the same technique as we used for the ponytail. The only change we have now is we basically have a smaller ponytail. So here I'm showing you the results of the bunny ears technique on the half up, half down, the bow headband technique on the half up, half down, the headband technique on the half up, half down, and the bandana technique on the half up, half down. In the fourth row, we're going to be reviewing the braided hairstyles. I'm actually going to be showing you how to do two different types of braids here. They're both very easy. For the 12th hairstyle, we're going to be combining a 3-strand braid with the bunny ears technique. I'm just doing a simple 3-strand braid with this one and leaving about half the hair unbraided, and you'll see why in a second. Once again, I'm threading the scarf through the hair elastic for security, and then I'm going to be tying it in the front. I personally really like how the tail ends of the scarf look next to the unbraided sections of hair, but if you want to try braiding all the way down and then, doing the bunny ear style at the end of your hair, you can try that too. I just like the former better. For hairstyle 13, we are doing a bow braid combo, but this is not what you think it is. I'm showing you a different kind of bow this time. So for this hairstyle, we're repeating the same type of braid where we leave about half the hair unbraided. Once again, fold the scarf skinny headband style, and then you're going to want to tie a bow so it covers the elastic the same way that you would tie your shoelaces. And for hairstyle number 14 and hairstyle number 15, we are going to be doing a 3-strand braid headband combo and a 3-strand braid bandana combo. The only difference in technique this time is when I'm doing the headband hairstyle, I'm threading the headband through the top of the braid so you don't have to be as reliant on bobby pins if you find that the headband is slipping. For the next sequence of braided hairstyles, we are going to be doing the fishtail braid. I love the fishtail braid because it looks very intricate, but it's very easy to do. So I have 5 ideas for the fishtail braid, and here is how you do it. You want to split your hair into 2 large sections. Then you're going to take a small piece from section 1 and cross it underneath section 1 and over to section 2. Then you want to take a small chunk of section 2 and cross it under section 2 and over to section 1. And you basically just keep repeating this until you have your hair braided as far as you want to go, basically. FYI, section 1 and section 2 are arbitrarily labeled, so it doesn't really matter which section you start with. You just want to do the same crossover technique. As long as you do that, you'll be fine. I know this looks like it takes a long time, but the unedited clip of this video actually only took about 2 minutes to do this entire braid, so it's very quick to do. And just like with the last braid, I like to pull out the pieces to make the braid look a little bit thicker. So for hairstyles 16 through 20, all being fishtail braid styles, I'm repeating the same techniques as I did with the 3-strand braid, except this time I'm showing you an example of what it looks like with the mini bow headband. Just for the sake of brevity, I didn't want to show it twice. I did personally try out threading the headband through the fishtail braid for security, but I didn't like the way it looked. You could try it out yourself, maybe you'll like it, but I personally just didn't, so I left it out. So in this segment, we're going to be focusing on bun hairstyles. So for hairstyle 21, we are doing the bunny ears bun combo, but this time it's a little bit different. So I started by putting my hair in a ponytail, then you're going to fold the scarf skinny headband style and tie it to your ponytail so that it hangs underneath the ponytail. Then you're going to take the length of your hair and braid it into a rope braid, and then wrap it into a bun and bobby pin it into place. The tail ends of the scarf are going to hang out from below your bun, so you can just adjust it a little bit to make sure that it's not askew. This is actually my personal favorite hairstyle in this entire video, and just like before, I left out the face framing strands. I obviously have very long hair, but your hair does not need to be as long as mine for this to work. Moving on to the next hairstyle, we're doing a bow bun combo. You just want to repeat the exact same steps as the previous hairstyle. With the tail ends of the scarf that are hanging out, you want to wrap them around and up to the top of your bun, and you want to tie a square knot at the top. And for hairstyle 23, we're doing a headband bun combo. To make the bun, I just repeated the same rope braid method that I showed you earlier, and I'm also using the same skinny headband technique as in previous parts of the video. Please let me know if you would like to see an advanced hairstyles version of this video, because I do have a lot of ideas for that. As always, thank you for watching, and for those who made it to the end of this video, I do have a small surprise that will be popping up in a few seconds.